In 2019, one of the youngsters that I was coaching got selected to the Jamaica under 15 cricket team. It is a policy of the Jamaica Cricket Association that 2 or so weeks before the boys leave for the tournament, they would call in the parents and our guardians to do some housekeeping matters, explaining to the youngsters, explaining to the parents and our guardians what is expected from the youngsters, what they should pack, what they should not pack, how much money they should give them. All of those little things. Is their vaccine card up to date? Is their passport ready? Probably the country that they're going required them to take certain vaccine. Those things need approvals from the parents and our guardians. So the JCA would call in them. Now that youngster that I was coaching, his mother asked me to represent her at the meeting. When it was time for the coach to speak, I looked forward with anticipation, with great anticipation. And he got up. I don't remember if he got up or he remained seated. And he said, "None of you are allowed to ask me any question about cricket. None of you are allowed to discuss any technical issues with me. None of you are allowed to talk to me about the playing 11 or what if or not your child will be in the playing 11." It doesn't surprise me that I cannot recall the last time that the Jamaica under 15 team won the regional Rising Star tournament. I was expecting the coach meeting the parents to say, "We have your child only 2 days per week. When they come home, here is the program. Each child has a program. Here's the program. Parents, guardians, I'm asking you, please allow these boys to follow these programs that I'm giving you. It's important. Whether it's something like they need to run 2 kilometers a day or whatsoever it is, there's a technical issue with their bowling or their batting. I would have expected the coach not to be so arrogant in saying that none of you are allowed to discuss cricket with me. None of you are allowed to talk to me about anything technical. None of you are allowed to ask me whether or not your child will be in the playing 11. It is sad. And as I said, it is not surprising that the Jamaica under 15 team have not won the West Indies Rising Star tournament for a very, very long time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I appreciate your company. I look forward to your feedback. I am here this morning to pick the West Indies playing 11 for the second one-day international. Please add your playing 11 to the chat. I will get to my playing 11 in a very short while. For I know that unlike that coach at the Jamaica Cricket Association for the under 15 boys, the West Indies head coach listens to the fans. They take note of the views that are expressed in communities like these. They know that the fans have a voice. They know that the fans may just came up with a great idea, and so they listen to the fans. They want to hear from us. So please put your playing 11 in the chat. Now, let me remind you of the West Indies 15-man squad that is in Sri Lanka. Those players that are not in Sri Lanka will not be playing tomorrow. So it makes no sense do we call names that are not in Sri Lanka. These are the 15. Alec Athanaze, Casey Carty, Joel Andrew, Shea Ope, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Ruston Chase, Shafane Rutherford, Romario Shepherd, Matthew Ford, Alzari Joseph, Shamar Joseph, Aiden Walsh Jr., Budakish Moti, and Jaden Seals. Based on the performance in the last one-day international on Sunday, the first should say, most of you would agree with me that Carty, Hope, Chase, Joseph, and Moti will definitely be in the playing 11 for tomorrow's morning match. Hope mostly as a captain. Now, in the last 5 one-day internationals that West Indies have played, they have passed 200 only once. 231 in Australia in the first one-day international when they were bowled out. This team have a chronic batting issue. Very. And I think that probably we need to strengthen the batting. I looked at the opening partnership for the last 5 one-day internationals that West Indies have played. 1, 6, 19, 13, and 34. So that's 1, 9, 16, 13, and 34. We are not getting any good opening partnership. In all 5 of those matches, Alec Athanaze opened in all 5. Justin Greaves in 3, and Brandon King in 2. I am wondering if I should once again go with Brandon King and Alec Athanaze. When we look at Alec Athanaze, 11 matches in one-day internationals, he averages 27 with a top score of 45. He has scored 298 runs in those 11 matches. I looked at his partner in the first one-day international, Brandon King, and realized that Brandon King have not done much better. 308 runs to 298 by Alec Athanaze, just 10 more runs. If you look at the last 5, if you carry it down to the last 5, you will see that in those last 5, Brandon King have only scored 68 runs, while Alec Athanaze have scored 103. If I'm going to make a change to the opening partnership and bring in Evan Lewis, do I want to go with 2 left-handers, or do I want to maintain the left-right combination? Interestingly, in those 11 matches that Alec Athanaze played, he has not yet scored a half century. In Brandon King's last 11 matches, he has a century and he has a half century. Do I go with Brandon King to partner Evan Lewis, or do I go with Alec Athanaze? Do I play a 6 batsman plus chase? All of those things goes through my mind. Evan Lewis will definitely open the innings. It's just a matter if he will open with Brandon King or Alec Athanaze. Shafane Rutherford's name should have been highlighted on that list because he's definitely in the team for the next match. So it was a mistake on my part that Shafane Rutherford's name was not highlighted. So he's one of the players in the starting 11. Romario Shepherd did not get to bat. And if we are going with only 6 batsmen, including Chase, then I believe Romario Shepherd plays in this team as the only batsman in this playing 11 with a strike rate above 100 in one-day international. So once we are playing 6 batsmen, and those 6 batsmen include Ruston Chase, Romario Shepherd has to be in the 11. No doubt about that from this squad. I don't expect Matthew Ford to get in the team. Alzari Joseph, why I never had him in my playing 11, did very well on Sunday and cannot be ignored. Shamar Joseph. I want to make it clear Before I go to Shamar Joseph, I just want to say a word on Aiden Walsh Jr. When I was picking my squad for this series, I never had Aiden Walsh Jr. in the squad. He was not even on my radar. I was surprised when he was selected to the squad. However, being selected to the squad, and I expected the pitch in Sri Lanka to turn, I included Aiden Walsh Jr. in my playing 11 for the first one-day international. Many persons think that Aiden Walsh Jr. did not bowl well in that match. I want to defend all the bowlers for the West Indies in that match. The West Indies bowled largely with 2 wet balls when they were bowling to Sri Lanka. I never saw the balls, any of the ball change during the West Indies bowling, and they were wet. I have been told that when these balls are wet, they are slippery like soap. So while the balls were dried, we saw West Indies getting 3 quick wickets when the ball were dry. And so I believe in analyzing during the match, you are very emotional. And you get very emotional. But as the day goes by, as the hours goes by, and you start reassessing and look at what's going on, I realize that those wet balls may well have contributed to West Indies bowling so poorly. No excuse for the fielding. Although the balls are wet, you still need to get your body behind the ball and you need to stop it. The fielding, of course, was poor. Now, I also believe that West Indies one-day international team stand a better chance of winning one-day international cricket matches if we have Alzarri Joseph, Shamar Joseph, and Jaden Seals in the playing 11. Shamar Joseph and Jaden Seals are not at the level that we want them to be at this time. However, they will only get better if they play. As I said on Sunday, I think the ceiling for these 2 guys are so high that we need to get them playing one-day international cricket. 4 years or so ago, I said that Alzarri Joseph was the leader of the West Indies attack. I was challenged. I was taken to task. While Alzarri Joseph continues to pick up wickets, he continues to be expensive. Not so much so on Sunday, but over the past 2 years after being named in the ICC playing 11 for the team of the year in 2022, his bowling has not kicked on. It has not improved. If anything, it has regressed. My disappointment with Alzarri Joseph, although he continues to take wicket, is that he has not improved. Alzarri Joseph, at this stage of his career, shouldn't be an if or but in the West Indies playing 11. There shouldn't be persons calling for Alzarri Joseph not to be in the playing 11. He has divided opinions in recent times. That should not have been the case. Alzarri Joseph should be a shining light right now when it comes to the West Indies bowlers. He should be a leader of the attack and should be one that everyone is comfortable in our bowling attack. I think I'm mixing up Shamar Joseph and Alzarri Joseph. I'm talking about Alzarri Joseph. My previous comments were about Alzarri Joseph. Shamar Joseph and Jaden Seals, though, as I said, I am confident that they are not yet at their peak, and the only way they're going to improve is to play them. That being said, my playing 11 for tomorrow's match is this. So this is my playing 11 for tomorrow's match. Brandon King to open with Elvin Lewis. And what gave Brandon King the edge for me, let me say it ahead of Alec Athanaze, is two things. I'm going with the right and left hand combination. And the fact that in his last 11 match, he scored a 66, 76 and a century. And Alec Athanaze have not scored an half century in the 11 matches that we have played. Those are the two things that tip it in the favor of Brandon King. Brandon King should not take comfort by this, because many persons will go with Alec Athanaze ahead of him. And this is one of the issues that we always have in West Indies cricket. There's no standout performers. Shea O, for example, who averages over 49 in one-day international, in his last 6 matches, have not performed. And if he was not the captain, there would have been persons. I'm sure about that. There would have been persons who have been asking for his head. Nonetheless, he is the captain. He, in my opinion, or arguable, is our best one-day international batsman, and he needs to come to the party. Casey Carty frustrates the life out of all of us. He always looks so comfortable at the crease. He always seemed to be getting in the 30s and the 40s. In fact, in Casey Carty's last 5 one-day international matches, he has scores of 88, 40, 37. Those are the scores in his last 5. There's one other score that I'm missing, but I'm sure that he had an 88, a 40, and he also have a 37. He has a low score. I think he has a 10 in there, but there's another score that I'm not recalling right now. This young man has the natural potential to be very, very good. I do not know what's wrong with his brain. I got the feeling sometimes that he becomes bored of batting and just throw his wicket away. I got the feeling that he's tired of this. I got the feeling he's not prepared to work hard for his runs. And once it is that easy to score, he just do something foolish. Casey Carty really needs to butter down. Shafane Rutherford and Ruston Chase, not much need to be said about them. They deserve their game. Without them, West Indies probably would not have made 185. Romario Shepherd is in this team as a 6th bowler and our most attacking batsman. He is more or less our finisher. With a strike rate of 103, he is the only batsman in this team that has a strike rate of above 100. The 3 fast bowlers explain themselves, and Gudakesh Moti cannot be dropped. That is my playing 11 for tomorrow's morning match. I certainly did not plan to take so long in discussing my playing 11. There are other things that I could have said, especially about Aiden Walsh Jr. But now I look forward to hearing your playing 11. Look forward to seeing your playing 11. Good morning to you, everyone. The champion, good morning to you. Good morning, Merrick. Good morning, Shavana Wright. You know, my grandfather's name was Wright, Stanford Wright. Good morning, Ferrell Davis. Goldworks is saying, hope I do not understand. Oran Hernandez is saying blessings. Ray Howard is saying, don't believe Walsh Jr. would pose any challenge to those batsmen. And your opinion are welcome, Roy Howard. And I want to say something about Aiden Walsh Jr. here. Persons were saying that I was bashing those persons who think that Aiden Walsh Jr. should not play. I was not bashing anyone because they said so. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, and it's you have a right to your opinions. So I cannot blame you or disrespect your opinion. So if you believe that Walsh should not be in the team, I have no issue with that. My point, however, he was in the playing 11. And to best explain my point, I will ask this question. If you want West Indies to win the match, which I want, and I hope you want too, at that moment when Aidan Walsh is going to let go, when Aidan Walsh is going to deliver, what do you want? Do you want him to get a wicket, or do you want it to go for 6 or 4? That's the point I am making. He's in the team, and he's one of those 11 players that can win us the match. So whether you agree with his selection or not, you have to back him there and then. Even if you think that he only gets lucky wicket, pray that he gets 3, 4 lucky wickets. That's all I was saying on Sunday, It's your right not to want him to be in the team. But at that moment when he's going to deliver, I want him to get a wicket. I want, if a catch comes to him, he takes it. I want him to stop the ball in the outfield. It appears to me that some persons didn't want him to get any wicket, want him to probably go for 10 runs and over so that they can win the argument. I am not about winning argument. I am about the West Indies winning. So I was not bashing anyone who believed that Aidan Walsh should not be in the team. All I was saying is that since he's in the playing 11, support the bloke, support him, man. Goalworks is saying that Hope Lewis, Carty Athanaze, Rutherford Ford, Chase, Alzari Joseph, Shamar Joseph, Moti, and Walsh Jr. So that Gold Coast Goalworks playing 11, and we have to respect everyone playing 11. It is not my playing 11. As you saw my playing 11, that is my playing 11 on the screen there. But I welcome your playing 11. And I'm sure that the West Indies coaching staff is taking note of your expression. Joel Andrew, Obe, Carty, Lewis, Chase, Romario, Moti, Shamar, Joseph, Shafin, Alzari. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, Ferrell Dawes is giving a debut to Joel Andrew. And again, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't think Joel Andrew will play, but you're entitled to your opinion. We may well see him play tomorrow morning, and then we will have to support the young man. Good morning to you, Craig. Can I appreciate you being here? Goalwork saying that Shea Hope needs to open. There are a number of persons are saying this. I have not formed a definitive opinion on whether Shea Hope needs to open. But when you look at the numbers, Shea Hope performed better as an opening batsman for the West Indies in one-day international cricket. He now being the captain, he have decided that he wants to bat at number 4. As I said on Sunday, at what point does the coach step in and said, "Oh, I have the final say in this. I want you to open the innings"? At what point does the coach say that? Time and time again, Shea Hope have made it clear that he's batting at number 4. As the captain, does he has that privilege, or should the coach step in now and said you need to open? Should the coach step in now and said, "Shea Hope, it is best for the team that you open. It is best for your personal performances that you open"? At what point does the coach step in? Or should Shea Hope continues to decide that he wants to bat at number 4? It is something that should be discussed. TD saying that Lewis and King, Andrew, Hope, Carty, Chase, Rutherford. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Rutherford, Shepherd, Moti, Shamar, and Alzari. So very interesting selection, TD. And what makes this interesting is that TD is going with 6 batsmen plus Chase. Yes, he's going with 6 batsmen plus Chase. And I think that selection has some merit. Although I've gone with 6 batsmen, including Chase, TD is going with 6 batsmen plus Chase. Therefore, we are going into the match with only 5 recognized bowler. I do not necessarily have an issue with that, none at all. That's something that I considered, but then I stick to it and include the five bowlers plus Chase. Interesting, TD, a very interesting. Carlton Ayman is saying, Lewis, good morning to you. Lewis, King, Hope, Rutherford, Chase, Carty, Moti, Alzari, Shepherd, and Shamar. So I don't see anyone going with Seals as yet. Okay, very interesting. Sammy St. Ellen. Shavana Wright is saying Joel Andrew, Hope, Lewis, Chase, Moti, Romario, Alzari, and Shamar. Rutherford, King, Walsh. Is that 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sometimes it just looks more than 11. I am a Jamaican, but when a player needs to get back to the net, King is getting too much rating and not shining against big bowlers, Ferrell Dawes. And we welcome those views. As I said, in his last 10 matches, he have only scored 308 runs. And if you narrow it down to his last 5, he have only scored 68 runs. So based on those last 5, the only thing that is probably saving him is that century and that half century in his last 10 matches. But I agree with you, Ferrell Dawes. King is not a sure pick in this one-day international team. And maybe he got the nod, as I explained ahead of Alec Athanaze, because he's a right-hander, and I'm going with Lewis. So I cannot have any disagreement with your comment, Ferrell Dawes. Sammy St. Ellen said that he agrees with my side. Ferrell think that we should try the young Joel Andrew. I have no issue with that. I just don't think that he's going to play. But if he's there, I'm going to back him. Andre Billy is saying, good morning, Andre Billy. How are you doing, my friend? Good to have you here, man. He's saying, good team. However, I'm sticking to my original playing 11 from the first match. Lewis King, Carty Hope, Rutherford Chase, Shepherd Moti, Joseph Ford, and Seals. Okay, so your playing 11 does not have Shamar Joseph in it. It have Ford instead. Good. Sherwin said that. Good morning. The captain of the final say, no, Sherwin, that's not the hierarchy. You're wrong, Sherwin. The captain have a lot of leeway, of course, but really and truly, the coach of the final, the coach has the final say. Yes. Good morning to you, Donald Popo. He's saying, good morning, Carlton Brown. The first team was good. So you are sticking to the 11 that play on Sunday. Very interesting. Sherwin, you're way off mark. You're way off mark. You need to update yourself with Cricket West Indies policies. Sherwin, the thing about us here in this community, it is not bar talk. So I'm asking you to keep yourself abreast with Cricket West Indies policy. The coach has the final say. The coach can even don't pick Shea Hope. He can even don't pick Shea Hope in his squad. That's how the policy is. So you're not in the bar now. Lewis King, Hope Carty, Alec Rutherford, Chase Shepherd, Moti, Alzari, Shamar. So Nelson Wiseman, that's his playing 11. He's going with Lewis and King, Hope Carty, Alec Rutherford. So that's 7. So he's going with 6 batsmen plus Chase. Shepherd, Moti, Alzari, and Shamar. Bobby Buns agree with Hope that Hope is more needed at number 4. But Bobby, I take your point, Bobby. But when does we start discussing his performance at number 1 compared to his performance at number 4? When is that discussion should start, Bobby? Because clearly he has been doing much better when he was at number 1. So it's a discussion. I understand your point, but it's definitely be a discussion. How are you, man? Carlton Ayman said, we don't need to go too hard when we bat. Build the foundation, then pick it with then pick it with all that power at the back end. So Carlton Heyman think that up front we do not need to go too hard. I am still shocked by the dismissal of Brandon King and Alec Athanaze and Casey Carty. Really shocked by those three dismissals. Shea Hope dismissal was a breakdown of techniques, of course, but then that doesn't shock me as much. That's okay. It was a breakdown of techniques, but that's still okay. I'm not going to be harsh on him for that, but the other three batsmen on Sunday, their dismissals was really shocking. I'm going to watch a Masters League cricket match today in Westmoreland. Hopefully, I can bring you some images from that match. Bobby Bonzi said he just started batting at 4. Give him another year or so before we can make a comparison. But I take that point, Bobby. I take that point that he just started batting at number 4. But batting at number 4, I think his highest score at number 4 is 35. You think that we should give him another year or so. But it's left to be, it's a discussion. I think that it's a discussion that can be had. I noticed that no one of Seals in their playing 11, which I found very, very interesting. Nels, I don't think Alex should be opening the batting in any format, said Nelson Weisman. Sherwin's finally said that Hope, Lewis, Carty Athanaze, Rutherford Chase, Shepherd Moti, Alzari Joseph, Shamar Joseph, and Seals. Sherwin, it does not surprise anyone that you do not have King in your playing 11. Well, this is one occasion, Sherwin, that I would say that if you don't play King, I understand. I gave you the numbers. 68 runs in his last 5 matches, So I gave you the numbers. So if you are leaving him out of your team, I do not have an issue. But Sherwin, I know that even if King had made 100 in the last match, you would have dropped him. He has a couple of centuries at number 4. Thank you very much, Bobby, for that update. Thank you all for being here. It was a pleasure having you. I enjoy your team. Hopefully, I will be able to start tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. So the match starts 4 a.m. in Jamaica, 5 a.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. See you then. You may get some images from the master match today in Westmoreland. I'm not sure as yet, but you may get some images from that match. So until then, take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Have a wonderful day, everyone. It was a pleasure speaking to you once more.